Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out. We got the Adventure Force Rebel Mech. Now I know some of you guys have seen this probably at your big box retailers. We picked up ours at our local Walmart. And man, this thing is a little small, little mini beast, especially for how cheap it was, which was awesome. So it should be readily available. I think it's probably been out for about a month-ish, somewhere right in there. And I don't think it was really sold out. I seen these on the shelves for, really for that whole time. We just ended up, hey, we're gonna pick one up because I really wanted this drum magazine, right? That's my biggest thing, is I wanted that right there. But let's get into this thing. If you guys haven't been following along, we've been doing a lot of reviews on the Adventure Force series, and man, dude, these guys are coming out with some stuff where I'm like, it is legit. Some of their stuff, so you can check out some of the stuff here. They are legit. Like, some of the stuff is just shoots good, it performs well, the price is great. It's just like, man, it's like everything you want some of the other foam blasters companies to be. You're just like, man, someone needs to take a page out of Adventure Force's book because they're doing it right. And at my local Walmart store, Adventure Force almost takes up as much space as kind of the NERF stuff does, which is kind of weird. I'm like, wow, they're really kind of pushing stuff to kind of get both of their stuff up on there so they can, really have NERF has a really good competitor right here, I think. Anyways, guys, another quick note is, man, like 90% of you guys aren't even subscribed who watch this. So take a few seconds and subscribe. Click that button, click it, done. Have a nice day. Maybe you guys will see my face in the future on a few more blaster reviews. But anyway, let's get into this blaster. Let's take a look at the box. So you can see, on the front of the box, pretty cool. Looks like just a kind of a sawed-off shotgun type blaster. And the big thing, though, here, guys, is that drum magazine. That's the big one. This is the first drum magazine that I've seen from Adventure Force, unless there was a blaster that I'm not aware of. But this drum thing is sick. They do have a lot of belt feed ones, but this drum, I was like, man, you guys know me, right? I'm always ranting and raving about the NERF one, right? I'm like, I love this thing. It's 25 rounds, da-da-da-da-da-da. And it is true. I love these things, but this one's a 30. So it holds a little bit more. It kind of fills that gap in between the 25 and the 50. But still, I wanted it because of this. Anyways, on the back of the box, I mean, nothing too fancy here, right? You look and you say, wow, it shoots up to 100 feet. So in your head, you're probably thinking, man, this thing has got to shoot at least 90 FPS. At least 90 FPS to get that far. Unless there's something special, I was like, But, looking at the back, no spoilers. I do love it when there's a spoiler on the back of the box. You can see a blaster that you're like, man, I really wish I would pick that thing up or I could find it. But nothing too fancy on the front and back of the box. Aesthetically, this blaster looks pretty cool, right? You just kind of look at it and you're like, all right, you got some cool little, little marks on there, whether the little gears and rivets and divots, whatever I call them. Nice little attention to detail, but it's not too fancy comparison to some of the newer stuff that they're coming out with right now. On the top of the blaster, they do have like this little door. So you can open this little door, and you could throw in, 10 extra rounds or something like that. The crazy thing is they don't actually give you any extra rounds for this particular blaster, right? It's a 30-round drum. They give you 30 darts. You know me. I want you to give me at least 10% more because I'm going to lose some. So, how are you supposed to fit some in the top if you already fit them all in your drum? So give us 10 more, right? Adventure Force, give us 10 more darts. Give us 2 more darts than we usually get. But yeah, you could just throw a few in the top there. I don't know. Would I throw a few in there? I don't know. I'll just probably pick them off the ground and shove them in my pocket and then, drop this. Or, just get another drum mag, right? 60 rounds is a lot of rounds. When I first looked at this blaster, I was like, where do I stick the batteries in this thing? I was like, is it up here? Is it in the front? Is it on the side? And I kind of thought it was the back here, and I was like, oh, okay. And I saw it on the back of the box. But you do take off the one little screw, and you'll see this little back piece just folds up. And to my surprise, it's only 4 AA's, which I was like, okay, 4 AA's, not bad. I thought it would have been 6. When I see something shooting 100 FPS, I'm usually thinking it's going to take 6 AA's. But this one only takes 4. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, so be it. We'll see on the performance-wise. But 4 AA's, again, is not going to break the bank. Usually you can pick up 4 AA's, or at least a pack of like 40 from Amazon for like $7. And that'll last you a long time, probably all year if you're shooting this thing over and over and over again. One of the things to note about this blaster is there are no tactical rails on it, right? Like you kind of look and you're like, okay, well, whoa. They have something on the top here, but it's molded plastic. It's really not a tactical rail. There's nothing on the side, nothing on the front, nothing on the bottom. So you're not going to be able to attach really any of your favorite attachments on here unless you make some serious modifications. But for me, I don't really want attachments because the way you got to kind of hold this, like for me, I got to hold it like right here. I can't really tuck it up in here. I guess you can go like this or out here, but for the most part, I'm holding it like this, right? When I'm shooting. So I wish they would have had one tactical attachment on here for your cool attachments that you guys like, but whatever, right? Nothing too crazy. The grip itself, yeah, it is pretty nice. Has the trigger there, which is not too bad of a trigger pull per se. Now, I really want to talk about this drum. This drum is like, again, the focal point of this whole particular blaster. And again, it's a 30-round drum. So you can see here, I'll pull it up. I kind of compared it to the 25-round drum of the NERF N-Strike Elite one, right? I rant and rave about that thing night and day. I feel like they probably could have come down a little bit in size on it, but maybe it's due to the extra 5 rounds. I don't know. I think the 25-round one from NERF is awesome. But this is really, again, where everything comes from. One of the things I was concerned about was, okay, what happens if something jams? And you'll see there's a little piece of clear plastic on the front, and there's a hole in it so where you can kind of push with your finger on the little gears to kind of get a jam that might be jammed in there out. So this is really, again, what I bought the blaster for. I would love to have another one of these. I might go pick up another one or see if you could order these standalone by themselves, which I think you probably can, but I just got to go double check. But the magazine again here, this drum magazine, yeah, is awesome. I love the 30-round drum mag there. Now, one of the things that I'm going to complain about, the only thing I'm going to complain about on this thing is the darts that come with it. So the darts that come with it are kind of their AccuStrike darts with the kind of the, you can see here, kind of have that curved, aerodynamic head on there, aerodynamic tip. I guess that's what probably gives them the extra claims of 20 feet. But I've noticed that, anytime that I'm shooting those Accu-type darts out of either a drum magazine or a magazine, a lot of times that tip tends to get a little bit stuck, especially in the drums. So I particularly go with the waffle darts, right, which come with most of the Adventure Force blasters. So you could see you could see the waffle darts are just flat-headed. So when they're inside one of these drum mags, it's actually pretty easy for them to go in, and they're not going to really catch on the clear acrylic on the outside. I've never really had any issues, but I did fire both the waffle head as well as the AccuFakes through there. And the AccuFakes, they tended to jam a little bit, but not that bad. It was the waffles that I had no issues with. Now, one thing about this drum magazine also is, yeah, you know what? You guys already know. I'm going to put this thing right on my turbine here. It fits great, right? It fits great. If you guys want to check out a review on this particular blaster, check it out right there. I highly, highly recommend to check that review out. This particular blaster is awesome because it is auto, right? So, you guys hear that? It is auto. The only thing I didn't like about this, again, was that mag release. It's like freaking difficult regardless of what you put it in. But the Rebel Mech also, right, it fits these just fine. Fits the normal ones perfectly just fine. Comes out, shoots. Now, with all that said, some of you guys are like, well, how does it shoot with just one? Does it rev up does it rev the motors when you pull the trigger? No. This is one thing why I don't know if I'll use this particular blaster, but I'll definitely use the mag, is for the sheer fact that when you turn this flip switch on, listen, you guys hear that? You guys probably can't even hear me. It is always on. So unlike some of the other blasters where you have the rev trigger, and then it revs, then you fire and you can release it. So if you're creeping around, you don't have to have that thing on like full blast and like, I know where he's at. He's over there. I could hear him, 200 yards away. That was the only thing with this particular blaster. But I'm pretty sure, probably I'm going to open this up and take a look at the wiring to where you can make it when you pull the trigger that you could probably put those two circuits together, rev those motors up, and shoot. It'd be much more effective of a blaster. But I get like holding it like this in this position. I'm just going to come running at you and shooting, right? I don't care if you hear me. But this is not a sneaky blaster by any means. That's why when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I have a feeling I know what they're doing with that. It's you just flip it on, and the motors are going. And I don't know. Some people like that. Some don't. Me, it's not my particular, fighting style. Anyways, guys, let me pull up the video here of this thing shooting. So you can see, you flip the motors on, you got 30 rounds. And with the motors consistently going like that, just high, you just fire away. I mean, if you let them ramp up in between each shots, you'll get that maximum FPS. And we got right around 85, 90 FPS solidly all the time. The only time you really get the dip, again, is if you're firing in rapid succession, so the motors don't have time to run back up to 100%. Maybe you're shooting them at 80, 90, RPMs, whatever it may be. But other than that, hey, it's a cool little blaster. If you're on the front lines, man, and you don't care where people know where you're at, flip the thing on and just go shoot. But if you're trying to be sneaky, sometimes it's hard to, have your thumb on it, turn it on, shoot, and then turn it off. I wish there was a quicker way, maybe with your finger right here. Again, a rev trigger would be would be kind of nice. But again, you guys can kind of see I had a blast shooting this thing. And when I saw that drum magazine, I was like, oh God, I got to get it. I need this because I love the drum style magazines for my blasters. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of this thing. I'm just curious if any of you guys got it out there, because again, this is a very cool blaster, just for the sheer fact that it's drum fed. You guys know me. I was like super amped on it. Anyways, definitely subscribe, guys, if you guys haven't already. 90% of you guys aren't even subscribed. So I just say subscribe and just get to see me talking about more blasters, right? Again, so that way if you guys go down your aisle, your NERF aisle or your foam blasting aisle down at your local stores and you guys see some of this, you can say, oh man, I remember when XFox did a review on that and that thing sucks, or hey, that thing's great. Maybe we should pick it up. But I'm always curious on what you guys think of these blasters. Anyways, leave the comments below. You guys know how it works. Thanks again, Fox fans.